Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Really exciting day today. I'm going to be doing a second collaboration with Anna Blount. She's an amazing artist. We have a lot of similarities in our style of art in that we quite like to do add a shape or a form or some sort of context to our painting. So I guess slightly less abstract than some other fluid artists. So we want to do a collaboration together where we set a theme and then we both interpret that however we want. So the theme that we have chosen is water. So for me, I am denied about what to do. There's loads of different possibilities, but what I'm settling on is something similar to my wave. I've done a couple of waves recently, loved them, but I want to take that up a notch and I want to see if I can create almost like a whirlpool, like a wave, but in a complete spiral. So the whole canvas is covered in like a spiraling whirl of water. Not sure how it's going to work. I'm just going to try it and have fun. If it does work, I think it could look pretty cool, but I just don't know without trying. So this is going to be my interpretation, a whirlpool wave. I'm using a 50cm square canvas. You'll see on the canvas, I've just sketched out a spiral. So this is my template. So the idea will be that it will start off small, and then it's going to get wider and wider towards the edge to give that kind of illusion of a whirlpool. I want to put the darker colours in the middle, and then it will get a bit lighter towards the edge. I want it to try and look like there's some depth going in. I also want it to look like a wave. So I'm going to do one band here in the colour, but in between, I'm just going to do white because I think that will give a really good contrast. What may end up happening is that I end up blowing the colours quite a lot into the white. So the white line may end up quite small. So there'll just be like a white spiral threaded through it. But I think it will look good like that. I think it will work because I think it will highlight the blues, the colours. So first of all, I'm just going to put down some of the white. So it's a Dutch pour consistency. My paints are all mixed with floetrol and water. I'll put the recipe in the description of the video. So just first of all, just a really small amount on the white part of the spiral. Right, so you should now get a better sense of what the spiral will look like. So the wave is gonna start in the middle and then, as I said, just spin round and expand in size. So I've got a selection of blues here. So I'm going to start with my darkest blue, which is Daler Rowney Prussian Blue. So I'm going to, as I said, concentrate the darker colours nearer the edge, nearer the centre. They will be everywhere, but more concentrated in the centre, and then lighter colours towards the outside. So I'm just simply going to pour some of the colours on. I want to try and be careful not to get too much paint on, because there's nowhere really for this paint to go other than around. So often with a Dutch pour, you will blow the paint off around the edge. Well, that's not really happening on this, apart from on the edge of the spiral here. So I've got some of the, there you go, dark blue all the way. Oh, a bit more in the centre, I think. Right, I can always add more. So next I've got some phthalo blue by Amsterdam. So it's another quite dark blue, but just with a little bit of contrast. Ooh. Right, I'm going to start blowing this out. It is a Dutch pour. This is Dutch pour consistency paint, but I am not using a hairdryer, because if I use a hairdryer, this is going to go everywhere and ruin my design. So I'm going to do this all with my breath. So I'll have to do this in a few stages, because otherwise I'll pass out. So I'm just going to, when I'm blowing on it, I'm just going to blow in lots of different directions to get that really kind of choppy appearance. And I'll also be moving the canvas around a lot to get the right angle. So I'm going to start in the centre and then go outwards, and I'll get all the canvas covered. Then I'll come back and then really look at the detail a bit more and the composition a bit more. Right, so all my canvas is covered. So in principle, I think, yeah, I'm getting it. It's there. But I've got a lot of work to do now around the edge. The middle section is beautiful. So this whole mixture of colours is absolutely gorgeous. What I'm going to now do is blow the colour more into the white. So the white will get a little bit thinner. And I'm hoping to get it just a little bit more fluted, but more regular as well. I'm pretty excited because it's worked. What I had in my mind, I've managed to get on the canvas. There were slight differences in what I had in my mind, but I am really, really happy with it. The bit that I couldn't fully visualise was how I was going to finish the edges here. And let me explain what happened, because there was quite a lot of white paint in here. So if you imagine, it pulls up in the centre and then it's pushing against the blue either side. So what I ended up doing with the straw is blowing really lightly the blue over the white. So can you see there, the blue's really thin and it's created almost like a slight lacing at the edge. So I've done that all the way around. So the edges are a little bit lighter and thinner, but it means that the blue, the pooling in the centre of the white, it doesn't really matter because the blue is spread over the top of it. So it just looks really wispy and really choppy. Now I can see, if I look down to the side, I don't think I'll be able to show you at all, but the white is still pooling very slightly. So this will change as this dries. I can see it's just slightly bulging in the centre. So as it dries, it will push the blue apart a little bit more. But I've spent so long doing this now, I don't think there's going to be massive amounts of movement. Really happy with that centre. If that stays like that, I'll be over the moon. Really happy. And then to show you the actual designs, the actual colour itself, it's gorgeous. There are cells. There's this amazing little bit of lacing here. So throughout the whole piece, you've just got these amazing cells, lacing, crazy patterns, crazy designs within it. And I've managed to get the dark centre and then getting lighter on the outside. So I'm hoping when this is dry, it will go darker still, that will give a real sort of sense of depth to it. So it looks like it's water spiralling down. So what a fun pour. I'm pretty exhausted from this now. All the blowing around. I think I'm going to get something to eat and sit down. But yeah, really, really happy so far. So this is now totally dry. I've just spent a bit of time shading. I decided to try and add more depth to it. I would shade the inside of the swirl. So I've just added just a little bit more of the darker blue paint. Just painted it on really gently with a paintbrush all the way round. It gets slightly fainter towards the edge as the other colours get fainter. And then with a really thin paintbrush, I've just gone around the edge because I just want that edge to look like it's darker, like it's a bit deeper. And I think that works quite nicely. But I want to add more. I want to go on the outside of the swirl, which is, yeah, this bit. I want to just add something a bit brighter, a bit lighter, maybe some sparkle. So I've come up with this idea of using this. This is a gilding kit silver finish. Now I've used things similar to this before, but I've never actually used this before. What you get is a little tube with a very fine nozzle on the end. And then inside there's some sheets of the gilding paper, which are silver. So the idea is like, this is like a glue that you can paint this on or squeeze it on. Then you put the once it's dry, you then put the gilding paper on top, and it just leaves this really beautiful silver wherever the glue has been. Now, I don't really want it to be 3D or raised. So if you squeeze this straight on, it will be raised. So instead, I've just put a little bit into this plastic container here, and I'm going to just put it on with a paintbrush. Maybe some little swirls. I'm not really sure, but I think something in this direction and something near the edges. So it's now finished. So happy, really happy with the result. I've made a couple of quite subtle changes, which I'll explain, but the main idea for this is that it's a whirlpool, so that it looks like it gets dark, it's darker, and it goes into the distance in the middle, and I think it does. So I've got the lighter around the outside, and then it gets darker, and then, yeah, really dark. So to help with that effect, I've done a little bit of shading. So if I show you up close, on the, so it starts, where is it? It starts on this side here. I have just done a little bit of shading on, so it's on the inside of the wave. So you can see just about the width of my finger, it's just a little bit darker. So I've just got some very diluted paint, the same paint, and then just done a little bit of shading. Just then it gets to about an inch thick around here. You can see the line there, the darker there, lighter there, just to give it a slight shadow. The next thing I did was go around the very, very edge of this inside line with a very thin paintbrush. So I've just darkened and crisped up that edge. So again, it just makes it look a bit darker, just a bit crisper. And I think that really helps. And then I thought I was done. I thought I was happy, but then I thought, no, it's water. It needs some splash. It needs some sparkle. So let me show you what I've done. Can I show you? Can you see the sparkle? So it's with some gilding paper, gilding foil. You get this glue. I painted it on and then used the foil over the top, and it just brings it to life. So when you look at it straight on, you can't necessarily see it, but as soon as the light is shining, it just gives it sparkle. So I've basically just added that on the outside of the wave. So it's shadow on the inside and then the sparkle on the outside. And I just think it's such a pretty effect. The cells and the details in this are so pretty. They just blend beautifully. So I think, tell me what you think, but I think it does look like a whirlpool of water. So yeah, really happy. I was really keen to see what a spiral would look like in this technique. Yeah, really happy with the result. So please do look in the description of this video, and I'm going to link Anna Blount's video in there, so you'll see her interpretation of water. She's done an incredible, really large painting. It looks very realistic to water, so check that out. Please do hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Please do subscribe to my channel. Great, take care everyone. Bye.